Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Prodigy Watch once again on the Maverick Chess YouTube channel, and we are covering a little lady who's gaining quite some notoriety, particularly in England and in Europe, and she's having a fantastic time. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about this young girl. 10 years old, she has just earned a WGM norm at 10. Bodhana earns brilliant WGM norm at 10 years old. She is a WFM, a women's FIDE master. She's earned a women's grandmaster norm. The 10-year-old English chess star secured her women grandmaster norm, as well as gaining 129 elo to cross back over 2200. She's been up there before. She dropped a little bit. And defeating 3 players over 2300 at the Dole Trophy in France. And you can see there are some notable results. And her rating went up 129 points. How did she get these 29 points? Well, here was her performance. Performing at 2401 when she was 2087, 129 points rating gained, only 4.5 out of 9. So you'd say, well, that's just even. Look at these results. So she scores a win, and this is all classical chess, by the way. She scores a win against the FM. She scores a win against Nikola Kanov. She goes half against a grandmaster. She does lose to Marco Matera. Half against another IM. Half against Adrian Rodriguez. A loss there against Shahil Day. A win against Jan Zinkovits. And then a loss in the final round to an IM. But still a fantastic tournament, given she's 2087 in terms of rating. She's 10. Incredible performance. She is going to be a star. I recall seeing a video of her, I'm not a creep, I promise, that chess.com posted where she was playing a grandmaster, retired older man, at one of the chess clubs, and she beat him. I think she beat 2 of them at this club. I think it was in England, because she's English, so I'm going to go with that. Correct me in the comments. Tell me if you've seen the video that chess.com posted of her at this club playing the older gentleman. It's absolutely incredible. And we're going to have a look at a game of her. This was played in August of last year. It is against an IM from Ecuador, 2556. Yes, it's not cut off. Just needed to check. And then here she is, 2554. And this is a blitz game. And I do believe this was played in Title Tuesday, but I might be mistaken. And she played French. Oh, no, this was this was the Women's Speed Chess Championship play-in. She was trying to get into the Speed Chess Championship, the women's version, which is coming up soon. Actually, June's going to be in it. It's going to be really good. D5, she plays. That's what she played in the French. And we get this interesting setup with knight to c3. She plays very classically, almost c6. So it almost becomes like a Caracan now. D4, d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight to d7, bishop to d3, and now knight g to f6, c3. We get a trade in the center. Knight to f6 again, bishop to c2, bishop to e7, and now queen to d3. Basically saying, if you castle, I'm going to try and mate you. Very common idea. h6, bishop to f4, just developing the bishop, b6, because this light squared bishop kind of struggles. This pawn can't come forward. Going to d7 is kind of brain dead, so you've got to go out this way. If I can get the arrows to work, you've got to go out this way. We jump the knight into the center. Now bishop to b7 and short castles. We get a6, rook ae1, which is very fascinating. Now white is slightly better here, just because their pieces are much more active and are causing problems for Bodhana. c5. Again, if I butcher the pronunciation, please let me know in the comments. Spell it out. I can say a lot of names, but I can't say all of them. Rook e2, c takes d4, c takes d4, and now queen to d5. So we're getting the pieces active, and black's doing okay. It's a blitz game. She's down a little bit on time. Queen to h3 now, which is an interesting move. You've got to stop mate. Don't know how many of you noticed. Mate was threatened. So we've got to stop mate. Short castles. Now rook to d1, rook c8, bishop to b3, hits the queen. The queen drops back. And out of nowhere, knight takes f7. And white is on the precipice of being better here. but they spent a lot of time. Look at this. 57 seconds, almost a minute to work out if this was winning. And it's not as winning as it looks. It looks dangerous. Because you play rook takes and bishop takes. You're like, I'm getting 2 pieces for the rook, but that might not be enough. Queen to e8, and Bodhana is going to defend this. Yes, you get d5, but I can play the stunning knight takes d5. And she finds it, and it's brilliant. She was down on time earlier, 57 seconds, and that was wasted in a blitz game. We get takes, and now rook to d8. So we've got to quickly come in with the queen, but king to h8 steps out of the pin. Now the bishop's hanging. The bishop moves out the way, but bishop to f6. White's got a choice, and they choose wrong. They take the bishop, which loses to queen takes, rook takes, and we grab the bishop. And now you're just down in exchange. You drop the rook back, but I've got rook fd6. You can get back to prevent back rank mate, but I'm just going to win on her pawns. And she wins this game against an IM in 33 moves. And, 20 of them into it. Move 20, knight takes f7. It looked like she was on the ropes, but look how she just calmly defended, as if it didn't just get rocked. Like, if I was playing this position, this looks winning for white. It looks winning. No, knight takes d5. What you got? You got nout. Because the king is very weak. She correctly, chess is so hard when you play against youngsters because they can learn lots of theory. They've got time to learn lots of theory. The intuition in the game and the calculation is something that you've really got to hone, and you can see young players when they do it. Prodigy was one of those ones when he broke out, it was his bally's calculation. And you can see a lot of this, like calculating perfectly. Like king to h8 is so, like, how can you play it? Because you're thinking I'm losing, but you're not. Queen takes f7 loses. It loses. What does it lose to? Does it queen takes f7? Bishop takes? Yeah, and you get back rank here. You get back rank. So, kids, man. So, yeah, we are on Prodigy Watch today for this young lady who will definitely be at least a WGM, if not just an outright Grandmaster, joining the likes of the top players in the world. An incredible performance from her in the most recent tournament. We jump back here, these results. And you might say they're not the most amazing. They didn't need to be. Look who she's playing. She's playing IMs who are like, look at this, 24.93 was a loss. Her other loss against 23.58, okay? And then the other one was 23.36. Look at the wins. 23.08, 24.47 against Nicola. A draw against a GM who was almost 2,500. Draw against the 2,400. Draw against 23.70. And then a win against 23.40. She didn't play anybody her rating. And she performed at 4.5 out of 9. I played people who were worse than me. I couldn't even get 5.5 out of 11. She's incredible. I don't know why we're continuing to scroll on Twitter. Want to check Hans Niemann's account? We're here. It's about to be Esports World Cup. Excerpt from his favorite book about Fischer. That's what we've got from Hans Niemann. Maybe it will help Bodhana in the future. An incredible player. I take you back to this first graphic. She's 10. She's crossed 2,200, and she has got her first WGM norm. Absolutely incredible.